Gentlemen, you are watching the Potsy and Tino show.
It's the Potsy and Tino show. Talk the facts and let opinions blow. Laughs, hot takes, and maybe a rant. Two best buds with a mic and a plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the road dog Tino Gray, the badass Rob Potsy Pochak, the Potsy and Tino show. That's right. You didn't like the dramatic pause?
You have a stroke in mid-sentence? What happened?
Wow.
You forget where you were?
What's that?
You forget where you were?
I forgot where I was.
Potsy, a Tino show.
And oh yeah.
Oh, I don't think I didn't, even though I wasn't here last week, I happened to pop in. Don't think I didn't see you use Danhausen, you motherfucker.
Hey, you agreed that anytime I do this show by myself, it's the Potsy and Danhausen show. You know, that's how we make all the monies.
I'm still gonna whip his ass.
Well, it's okay because Danhausen didn't make it to the show either last week. So it was just me. But Tino, what's up, Michael Turner? We always start the show off with a little segment called What's Up With You? And you weren't here last week. So I will let you talk about any and all of that stuff that you'd like to talk about that you had go on last week.
All right. So sorry I missed you guys last week. Thank you, Michael Turner. So the Wednesday before, I got a phone call that my grandmother had passed. And we were expecting it. Her birthday's next month, the 27th, so she would have been 94. She had dementia, so she passed that Wednesday. So I had a whole lot of stuff going on last week. On top of Thanksgiving being last week, my sister and my niece came in for the funeral. We had a lot going on. Tuesday, Nicole got a new car. There's going to be a side note about that too. So Nicole got a new car last Tuesday. So I wasn't here last week, so I had a lot going on. Thanksgiving was cool. The funeral was last Friday. Everybody asks, how's the funeral? I mean, it was a funeral, right? It was sad, but I think I know what they meant. The funeral was nice. Had shitload of cousins and aunts and uncles, and so that part was cool because we got done after the funeral, went back to my grandma's house and just ate and just had a blast. Just reminiscing, catching up, doing a whole bunch of stuff. So that was cool. Haley flew up for the day, to be there. It was nice. So we chilled Saturday. Sunday we went and got our Christmas tree. We used Nicole's old car, the red car that Matthew's getting. Then we came back. I'm like, oh, I got to take my truck because we got to put it in the shop. And this is the new shop we like because one of her students' parents owned the shop. So they give us a good deal. So it's in Garner. So we drove to Garner. Nicole followed me out there. We were coming home. And so we're going this way. Right? Cars coming in the opposite direction. It's one of those where we have the green light. Her light was green too, but she had to yield. She didn't yield. And so she hit us. She hit the front end. It was only 10 miles an hour, but she still did a significant amount of damage to Nicole's brand new car. She hadn't had it a week. So she's sobbing hysterically. Oh, Bob, you better let her see you laughing. She'll whoop your ass. She's sobbing hysterically. So I was on the phone with Geico today. It's actually the airbags didn't go out. It's because it was a slow speed that the girl hit us, but where she hit us on that driver's side, that whole front, like quarter panel, they're going to replace that whole bumper, the quarter panel. I think she knocked something loose with the suspension. But there's no frame damage, right? So, it's all, I tell Nicole, it's cosmetic, right? it's obviously, she's like, it's going to depreciate. I'm like, it depreciated when we drove it off the lot, but I get what she's saying, right? But so we're gonna get it. Well, I talked to Geico. I'm like, look, I want to take it to a Honda dealership. I mean, it's a brand fucking new car. And he's like, yeah, I mean, insurance companies can recommend, but they can't make you take it to. I'm like, good, because it's going to a Honda dealer.
Right, exactly like what happened with Shane when
Yes.
he got hit in his brand new vehicle, which,
So
by the way, still isn't fixed.
Yeah. Well, how bad was it?
Well, that one, like they assessed the damage at $5,000, and we were all like, it's at least $10,000 worth of damage. You know, like, and at this point, their backlights still don't come on all the time, and like, so they've got to take it back in. And my brother is watching that car for them right now, and said that it's not charging, and it's an electric vehicle, so now it's not charging.
Yeah,
So,
hopefully it's not going to be that bad. Like I said, but they haven't assessed it yet because we just did everything. I just gave them all the information. They're going to have to send the adjuster out there to look at it and look at it good.
And this was Nicole's first brand new car ever.
Never had a brand new car. So she's upset, right? So she's still pissed off. And
So
the girl is a new driver. And I looked at I got a copy of the report. She's born in 09, so she's 16. She's Matthew's age. But so apparently Nicole went over there and was like trying to talk to her, and it's an accident, are you okay? Because Nicole was pissed, but she's trying to, it's a young girl, and she said that the girl got an attitude with her. The grandma started yelling at the girl. The cop came and went to give her the citation, whatever, and she snatched it from him. He's like, hey. I'm like, dude, you need to calm the fuck down. And I get, she's young, she's probably scared, embarrassed, but there's a different way to handle that shit.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's what's been my week and a half or what. So it's been some hell, some good, but I'm still here. When we're here, we're okay. It is.
I mean, no one got hurt.
Yeah.
So
it is what it is.
And I mean, I guess she can take solace in knowing at this point that, like the first scratch she gets on her car, she's not gonna have to worry about it anymore.
Well, hopefully they fix this shit back to normal, back.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like you as soon as you buy a new car or whatever, you're like, I'm parking it in 2 spots in the back of the parking lot. And
she didn't want me driving her car. Let me show you what. And so, because she's like, and so we went to the funeral, and she's like, we drove. It's in Kinston, and I'm like, usually I drive, but she goes, no. She goes, I'm taking care of you. I just want to make sure you're okay. So I'm like, you just don't want me driving your damn car is what that was. So I'd taken it Thanksgiving morning. Was it Thanksgiving? Because I had to get ice. And I don't know if you could see. Oh, damn it. And I'll text you the picture because it's funny as hell. I don't know if you can you see? Probably can't. Oh, there it is.
yeah.
You see how that's her car. Right? And I parked it way away. And I'm like, and this is how far I was away from the grocery store. I'm like, is that far enough away from everybody? I was being a smart ass.
So exactly what I'm saying. Where like as soon as you get that new car, it's like can't get a scratch on it, can't do that. And then like a week later, it gets scratched, it gets dinged, it gets whatever, and you're like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah,
it's a car.
You get that first, get that first little scratch out the way, and then you're like, all right.
I think my Buick has had the back damage right near where it says like Encore GX. I think it's had that back damage right next to the brake light since like 2 weeks after I bought the car.
Oh shit.
And I was like, who cares? Like whatever, it's a car. But before that, it was, I got to park in 2 spots. I got to be away from everybody. Yeah. And of course, you got to take it everywhere.
Yep. And that's her. And so we were like, I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she's like, she saw what happened. And I'm like, yeah, we were excited because we're gonna, we're going to New York. Well, now we'll probably have to rent a car. She goes, I hate it happened. She goes, but put the miles on the rental car, take that to New York and back, and not on your new car. I'm like, I didn't think about that. You text her that picture. She
That was pretty funny, Michael.
That was funny. I like that. So I mean, now, yeah, she, like I said, so today she went to work today. I'm like, I'm surprised she did, because I know she was not in the mood, because she's still pissed off. She goes, every time I think about it, I get pissed off again. I'm like, I know. I said, but there's not much we can do. It's an
Yeah,
accident.
and if you actually take it to the Honda dealer and they have someone that knows what they're doing in terms of body work, like it'll be brand new again.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's what I told her. I think she was more worried about, because she thought, what if it bent the frame? I'm like, she wasn't going fast enough to bend the frame. There's no.
the other side about that is that it's a CRV.
Mhm.
So I mean, like, every part is readily available.
And it's a 2026. I mean, so it's brand new. So we're like I told her. So I think once I told her, no, I said there was no structural damage. The frame's not bent. It's good. I think that's what she was more worried about. I'm like, no, I said it's cosmetic. And pretty much what it is. It's cosmetic. That's because that thing, the front, that whole front end is plastic. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, cars used to be fully made out of steel, and then they went down to just steel as the chassis.
yeah.
So it is what it is.
So
But
that's why
again, everybody's safe and everybody's unharmed. So
yeah. I was telling her though, I'm like, it's like now I can feel it, like where the seatbelt was. I'm gonna go get checked out, but where the seatbelt was, I'm a little sore now. Now that the adrenaline and everything's worn off, and I'm like, well, we'll send them that too. And I didn't know this. It's because it's a brand new car. Because of the damage, like from the insurance, I can get like a depreciation value, like a check. Yeah. So in North Carolina, Nicole did like ChatGPT, and we've been looking at it. It's between $7,000 and it could be up to 9,500. So I mean, hey,
darn it.
Right?
Well, I guess that,
and get paid.
yeah, exactly. I guess that's similar to like if when your cell phone breaks and you have to send it in to get a replacement.
Yeah.
They typically send you a refurbished phone.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you buy the brand new phone, they'll replace it with a refurbished one, even if it's like 3 weeks after you bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So the last time that happened to me, I called them up and I was complaining about it, and they were like, well, sir, that's just how it is with the insurance. I'm like, it's less than a month old. It shouldn't be on insurance. It should just be replaced. And they're like, well, we only have a 14-day return policy on it.
Oh, damn.
So when that happened, by the way, I went in before 14 days was up, and it wasn't like I cracked the screen or anything. What had happened was it stopped connecting to Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi adapter in the phone stopped working.
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember.
And they told me that it was like, oh, it's just because the Verizon network's been down, and that's why it's not working. And it's like, no, that. So you go back like 3 days later, and of course they're like, oh, now you're outside of the 14 days, and you're like,
of course.
And then they're like, they're like, oh, we can't do anything about it. It's like, motherfuckers, I was here. You could have done something about it, and you didn't.
Yep.
So when I called in to get that, called in to get it replaced, I was complaining with the people over the phone, and they were like, so, sir, there's nothing we can do about it. I was like, you can give me the refurbished price. If you're replacing it with a refurbished phone, it's not new. So they were like, oh, is that all you want? Well, that's just $50 difference. Yeah, we just credited your account.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yes. So Tino, do you ever use DoorDash or Grubhub or any of those?
We use DoorDash. And Nicole, that's another thing. Nicole was having such a bad day today. So she forgot her lunch. So she DoorDashed from Chicken Salad Chick. And, chicken salad and soup. They forgot her fucking soup. So they gave her $4 credit. She's had a rough one. Then afterwards, she goes, went to Target to pick up meds. She goes, you know what? I'm going to start by Starbucks because I like their peppermint, whatever coffee. We don't have peppermint in. I'm like, she's like, God, why do you hate me? She's having a rough. I feel so bad. I'm like, oh, my poor baby.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She's having a time, dude.
It sounds like it. Like it. So is that everything that's been going on with you?
Yep. Like I said, it was just living day by day. I bought lottery tickets, so I'm hoping I win the lottery tonight because it's up like $740 million. So Yeah. I probably won't, but
Yeah, well, I mean,
you can try. It's $2 a ticket. So if I can win 740 million off of $2, I think I did pretty good.
yeah. I mean, it's better chances than I have because I didn't buy a ticket. So
Yeah, there you go. You don't if you don't go out there and buy tickets, you don't have a chance to win it.
that's true. It's $1 in a dream. That's what it used to be in New York.
So did DoorDash screw you?
So I don't know what it is about them, man. I had Grubhub and I had Grubhub Plus, right? So I'm paying the $10 a month for the fucking service.
Right.
And like, I'm gonna say 80% of the time my food comes late.
What did we get? Did we order something or was that the pizza place? What happened? Remember we kept having to watch it and it never
Oh
came.
no, that was Domino's. That
And
was
they,
Domino's.
and they canceled it and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 2 minutes away from the Domino's pizza, and they canceled the order the one time. No, that wasn't DoorDash or anything.
Okay.
But I've had where all of a sudden, like DoorDash, like let's say I'm hungry and it's super late and I'm getting home after doing trivia or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I didn't stop on the way home, and yep, now I'm hungry. Dude, they'll cancel my order, or it'll be an hour late. So you ordered it at like 10:30, and it's supposed to be there, 45 minutes. So you're thinking, okay, 11:15, food's gonna be here. And then you get a message that says your food is delayed. It's now going to take until this time. Well, there was one time the food showed up at like 2 a.m.
Oh damn!
And what I love is every time it's super late like that.
Is that when
give
you
you, like-
woke up and it was sitting outside waiting on you?
Luckily, it was a chilly day, so that it didn't.
Sorry, I remember that story too. And
But so yesterday, I decided, okay, fuck it. I'm getting rid of Grubhub Plus. So I canceled it. And of course, as you go to cancel it, it goes, would you like another free month of it? And I'm like, no. You guys have fucked me over I don't know how many times. And I use Uber. So I'm like, I'll go to Uber Eats.
Right.
So yesterday, I order off of Uber Eats. And I ordered chicken parmesan from like Maggiano's or something. And I figured, okay, ends up being like $32, which is more than I wanted to spend on it, but it's enough for at least 2 full meals. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. It all of a sudden, okay, I ordered it at 5:00. It told me an hour. I'm okay. 6:00, food should be here. At 6:00, I get a message saying your order is still being prepared and will now be delivered by 7:00.
What the fuck?
So it is now going to be an hour late,
So
right?
2 hours. Since you
2
ordered.
hours. And then, do you know what time it finally showed up? 7:30 yesterday.
Was it at least warm?
No. So of course I go on their thing to complain about it. You know what they do? They don't go, "Oh, your food is on us." No. They go, "We'll give you a $10 credit."
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that and fuck them for that shit. I looked at the girl when she dropped the food off yesterday. I'm like, I want to take your tip back.
That's not her fault, Rob.
That last 40 minutes was
How's it not her fault?
because she was still the driver.
She had to wait for the food, Rob.
It still took her 40 minutes after that.
Where's Maggiano's, Rob?
South Point. So it's 8.3 miles from me.
You're just a dick. You blame
Dude,
that girl.
2 hours and 40 minutes to get my food yesterday.
I get that frustration on that, but that's not her fault.
Well, I hate the fact that they make me leave a tip at the beginning. At least with the Uber driver, you sit there and you can go, okay, I got there. Now I'll make my decision on if I'm tipping you.
Yeah.
I went in an Uber one day last week, Tino. This motherfucker tried to make 2 wrong turns.
I mean,
I know where I'm going. So I'm like, dude, go right. And he's like, oh, well, and I'm looking at his phone that has the directions, and it's telling him to go right, and he's trying to make a left.
Did they get paid the longer they drive?
I don't think
know
so.
how it works.
No, because you determine the price that you're going to pay like when you get in. Actually, as you order the car.
So what would he gotten out of?
Just a longer ride.
Maybe he was enjoying your company.
I wasn't talking to him. I wasn't. But all of a sudden, I'd look up and I'd be like, "Why are you in the left? We're going right."
You're dumb.
So yeah, I had Thanksgiving dinner with. Well, I had Thanksgiving brunch with my family. My sister Michelle and Shane and her husband Shane were going to like Germany or something that day. So they were like, "Hey, can we do an early Thanksgiving?" So we had Thanksgiving breakfast, lunch, whatever at like 11:30 in the morning.
That's brunch.
Yeah. And because my mom was going on a cruise the next day, she was like, "I ain't cooking no turkey." So we ended up having cold cuts. We had ham and turkey cold cuts. No. I mean, we had good boar's head meat. In fact, I'd never had the brown sugar ham that they make, but it's delicious.
Okay.
It is delicious. And in fact, if we had actually gotten it sliced thick, we could have put it on plates and cut it up. So yeah, that's all we did for that. And then of course, at this time of year, I try to watch 2 or 3 Christmas movies a week, if not more. So we'll hop into our weekly watching. And 2 weeks ago we started talking about our favorite Christmas movies, Tino. And I had completely forgotten about one that I absolutely love. And it's on Apple, so I don't know if you have Apple, right? It's called Spirited. It's got Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds in it. And Will Ferrell basically plays the ghost of Christmas Present, and he decides to take the unredeemable Ryan Reynolds and try to redeem him.
I haven't watched it. I know what you're talking about, so I'm gonna have to go watch that on Apple TV.
Well, I watched it last night, and I don't know what it is, but so it's a musical. But the I'm the Michael, I'm the tip Grinch. I don't know what it is about musicals, but like I always get like teary eyed or whatever when they have like the sad song in the movie, like so I'm like oh my god, I'm just get to the happy parts. Watched A Christmas Story Christmas this weekend. Also watched A Christmas Vacation. So
yeah, I'll probably start watching that. Like Christmas Story, and it's weird. Christmas Story, and now the was it the Christmas Story, the sequel? I have to watch those like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day kind of thing. I might watch a little earlier. I think I told you I watched my movie with Sinbad and what was that?
Jingle All the Way.
Watched Jingle All the Way. I watched Violent Night. I watched I'm trying to think what else I've watched so far. I watched The Grinch already. I watched The Grinch.
I watched Die Hard.
It's not a Christmas movie, but
it is a Christmas movie.
No, we're not going to get in that argument. I'm going to.
Christmas doesn't start until Hans Gruber falls off a Nakatomi Tower.
So, but I think it's on Apple TV. If not, I gotta find it. I know it comes on CBS. They come on CBS, but I also have the DVD collection somewhere. But growing up, the claymation Christmas, like Rudolph and
I think they're on Apple now. Actually, I think Apple.
Miser, I'm talking about all those claymations. Mm-hmm. I think that's what I heard. So I got to watch those because those are my favorite growing up. Frosty the Snowman, all of those. So
yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be watching those. As far as TV, I didn't watch this week's tracker. So I watched last week. Is that the one the one with the kids?
Yeah.
I watched that one.
Wait. Yeah.
The last Watson I watched was, I think that was the last week. The last one where the chick was playing a saxophone and she kept passing out. I watched that one. And so I guess I'm caught up on all of them except for this week's tracker.
Gotcha. Okay, so
I want to start watching Welcome to Derry. That is on my list to watch, and you've sent it to me a couple of times. Like, you got to watch this, so it is on my to watch list.
I mean, you've watched the It movies, right?
I haven't watched the most recent one. I watched the old school one. I haven't watched the most recent one that they came out with like a few years back.
Well, they came out with It, then they came out with It Chapter 2 because
I haven't watched those. So do I need to watch those before I watch Derry?
Well, Technically, I guess you could watch them either before or after, because Welcome to Derry is a prequel series to it.
Got it.
But man, I'll tell you what, like every week that show seems to add a new wrinkle to like what you already think is some cool ass lore, right? Like I already told you that Dick Halloran from The Shining and Doctor Sleep is one of the main characters on the show. So
Have they brought Pennywise in yet?
I don't want to tell you.
Okay.
I will tell you this, that
Who plays Pennywise? Is the dude in the movie playing him on the show too?
Yeah. So Bill Skarsgård is a producer on the show.
Okay.
So I won't tell you whether or not he's in the show yet, but I will tell you that he is a producer on the show.
Got it.
The same director, so Andy Muschietti, who did The Flash. No, Muschietti.
Oh, Muschietti.
It might be Muschietti. I don't even know, like, and based on how it's spelled.
Mom,
but
you make the best spaghetti.
We're not gonna.
So he's the showrunner and everything for it, and like the things that he just loves about Stephen King stuff, they figure out ways of like just tweaking it a little bit, changing it a little bit, and all of a sudden like they're adding some new stuff in there that apparently Stephen King had to approve. So it's like, wow, okay, now you learn a little bit more about everything. So yes, I would say watch the two movies first. The first, the first one is obviously when, like, in the 80s when they're kids, and then It Chapter 2 is when they're like 30 years older.
Got it.
And this takes place like 30 years before all that, so it takes place in like the 50s. But again, it's the same Dick Halloran character from the Shining movie. So when you actually hear about Dick Halloran and how he has like psychic powers and stuff, like they actually are fully invested in showing him using his psychic abilities on this show. Pretty damn neat.
Okay.
Landman, I told you needed to watch that one too. They're in like the 4th episode of that one for the 2nd season now. Billy Bob Thornton is incredible. Like Ali Larder though plays his crazy ass like hot as hell wife. In the latest episode, she gets in the truck with him. He's driving down the highway, and all of a sudden she decides she wants to give him a blowjob.
What show is this?
Landman.
Okay.
And then a state trooper pulls up alongside of him, tells him to put his window down, and he starts going, I could give you a citation for that. And you see Billy Bob pick up his walkie, and he's like, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't, officer. She'll behave. Oh, last week I did watch Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2 as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so
hilarious.
Those were good. Landman is excellent. It's all about the oil war in Texas, as well as dealing with all of Billy Bob Thornton's family members in the show, which is just hilarious. I did watch. So I guess Watson, if they're doing a new episode, will be tomorrow, because I guess it's on tonight.
Yeah.
And I am fully caught up on Tracker. And remember how I told you that I'd read that when it comes back from its mid-season, it's gonna all of a sudden take a new turn where Coulter seems to be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta ask you, because obviously, even though you didn't see this week's, like, how does he get away with shooting people and killing them in the show?
I don't know.
Like, because he's done it multiple times where he's killing people, and then it's like he leaves the bodies. He doesn't even dispose of the bodies, Tino.
How does he get to, like, what gets me is he gets to go in like with the cops and well,
last week's episode he didn't, because if you remember, he sees the cop and the cop's like, I don't want to tell you again to get behind that line.
Yeah, but he goes in there and he goes in with the cop. The cop's okay, we'll be partners or whatever. And he goes in there. He's got his gun out. The cop's got his gun out, and everybody's got their guns out. I'm like, how the fuck?
Yeah, like the time that they were in the woods or whatever, and the cop kept telling them that the ranger kept telling them that it's not good land up there, and you know, you never know what kind of people are going to be up there trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Well, it's okay. I have a gun." What? Why the fuck you got a gun? Like who? Like who gave you the James Bond license to kill? You know, like he just and it's like every episode he's dropping bodies, Tino.
I know.
And if he doesn't, he does the whole he's got the gun on you, and then he goes, hold on, I just want to talk. And they're like, motherfucker, you just had a gun on me. Why am I going to give you any information?
I don't get it.
Like the show, I love the show, and I love what's his name who plays him.
It doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. Like, there's no person in the world that would get away with killing all of these people, and they'd be without having a badge of some sort. You know, like I'm watching Justified right now, and I'm rewatching it for the third time, and in the very first episode, the reason why he gets kicked out of Florida as a U.S. Marshal or deputy marshal is because he shoots a guy in the very beginning, and they're like, "You're not allowed to do that anymore, Raylan." So they send him up to Harlan, Kentucky, where he just murders people like every episode.
Hey.
And I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Hey.
I'll watch this show 4 or 5 more times in my lifetime. I'm sure of it. But like, and he has a badge. So as long as they call them justified killings, it's all right.
I guess that's why the show's called Justified.
It really is. I mean, the very first thing is, you know, his boss goes, Raylan, you know, you're not allowed to just shoot people like that anymore. And he goes, it's justified.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm watching. If folks in the audience want to drop some Christmas movies that they need me to watch, go ahead and do it. I have most of the streaming services, so I think I can watch just about any of them at this point. But I'd love to see some new stuff that I haven't. I'm thinking I'm going to watch Fat Man at some point this week because I enjoyed that one. I thought that one was pretty funny.
Yeah, I forgot about that one until you said something about that last week.
Yeah. So all right, Tino, what do you say we get into some wrestling?
All right.
I honestly don't think we have too much to talk about from Raw or SmackDown.
Just good because I really didn't
this week.
I had a lot going on, so I really didn't get to.
Well, good. We don't really like the only thing that I really want to talk about from that, and I'll go ahead and
pay-per-view or PLE.
Well, no. I do want to talk about one other thing.
You want to talk about the Marty Jannetty?
We'll get there. No, I want to talk about the Last Time Is Now tournament. Because I think that it's important that we talk a little bit about
Okay, there we go.
John Cena's last opponent. So folks, I apologize for the size of the screen. I'll see if I can blow it up a little bit, but unfortunately, I think that advertisement on the right is going to take up too much space.
Can you take that? That's better.
All right, that's about as good as we can get on here.
I think it's going to be Gunther.
Well, let's take a look at the side where we are. Jey Uso beat Rusev this week, Tino.
I was surprised. Or do you think they're pulling the Roman Reigns on us and they're trying to push them down our throats? It's like, is this the dude they want to push, so they're trying to?
I think that's what's going on here. I think at this point we're all a little tired of Jey Uso. You know,
I'm not there yet.
I gotta see more from him. Like right now, he's got a great entrance. He's got a lot of charisma, but I'm not really feeling like his matches or anything anymore.
I do need him to chill. I think they do need to chill on that entrance because they've already established in the Netflix special that it fucking blows him up.
Yeah, they did. and it still blows him up.
And I thought for a while he started calming down with it, not doing it, but now he's just right back to doing it.
Well, and it's the part that seems to really like blow him up. He gets down to the ring.
He's coming down those steps and he's stopping everywhere, and he's picking up kids and he's running down the ramp, and because you can tell when he gets in the ring, when he jumps that barricade, he has to take a breath before he goes and gets them.
Absolutely. I mean, he's definitely pulling an Ultimate Warrior with how much energy he's expelling before he even gets in the ring. But you know what? Like, the fact is that he's still doing that. They're still pushing him. And there is a very good possibility that it's going to be Jey Uso versus Gunther in the finals of this.
But I'm wondering too, what if they swerve us? Do you think they can swerve us and have Sikoa go over Gunther? Because Gunther didn't get it.
So looking at this final four that we've got Jey Uso.
It's hard to beat Cena, so if they do the 50-50 booking.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Out of these four guys, only one of them has actually faced John Cena in a singles match before.
Sikoa.
Correct. So due to that, I would think that he's probably the next one out. But I could also see him being disqualified or something. Or, it's been a little while since we saw Jacob Fatu, and I don't know how big his injury was. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him show up.
Even for a distraction, I don't know if he's ready to wrestle, but I think even a distraction could cost him. I could see that.
Yeah,
have his music.
But I don't know who would actually distract him right now. Would it be Sami Zayn?
No, I'm saying a Jacob Fatu distraction, like his music hit.
Yeah.
And Sikoa, like they always do, he's looking up at the ramp and pointing, and Gunther comes from behind.
Yeah, I don't know. I see Sikoa. Yeah, I see him getting either disqualified or being taken out of the match by someone else. So I see Gunther getting to the finals.
And for some reason, they won't pull the fucking trigger on LA Knight, which is why I don't even know why they put him in this. They're going to have Uso beat him.
Well, Uso has beaten him every other time that they faced each other so far. And I don't know if it's because LA Knight, when he was talking to, I don't even remember who it was, but I think it was Jackie Redmond backstage when he sat there and he said, who likes to use 4-letter words? Yeah. And he's like, oh, we changed 2 letters of it, so it's yeet now? Okay. Who likes to wear their name on their glasses? Oh, I do that too. Like he basically took all of this from me.
I didn't even think about that. Like I said, I didn't really get to watch. I don't remember that part of it, but I remember him being backstage with her.
Yeah, and he said all that, and she was like, oh my goodness, you're right. And I don't know if that was ever supposed to air,
Shit. Wow.
But I don't know. I could see them pulling the trigger here on this one because I do think that we're getting really close to Jimmy Uso turning on Jey again.
Or Jey turning.
Well, but Jey turning doesn't really make sense here.
They've been teasing it. They've been planting seeds.
I could see Jey going full heel here. But I don't know. What I would like to see as the finals of this would be LA Knight versus Gunther, because I don't even think I've seen that match yet.
Mm-mm.
We might have seen it in NXT.
I don't remember if we did.
Yeah, we might have in NXT, but I'm not sure. You're probably right. We might not have. I know that I think they crossed paths, but I don't know if they ever.
He was LA Knight in NXT, was he? When did he become that Max Dupree? Was that when?
That was when he got called up.
So he was LA Knight in NXT. I don't remember.
Yes, he was LA Knight because I remember you going, "Why didn't they just let him be Eli Drake?"
Yeah, he's doing the same stick.
Did you hear the joke that Maxine said that when she was on the Chris Van Vliet show that her brother hasn't called her to say congratulations on winning a singles title?
No, that's funny. That's funny.
It is. It is. And you know what? How did that go down with Maxine Dupree? Exactly how I said it was going to. AJ Lee came coming down to the ring, and Becky got distracted by her, loses the title. Last week I said on the show, Tino, because you weren't here, that Becky Lynch has been absolute gold with the trying to get the title back through nefarious means of using lawyers and everything else in this situation. So that's been really cool. Unfortunately, I don't think Maxine's living up to what they're trying to do with her, because her looking like a scaredy cat the entire time, like, doesn't really bode well for the baby face here.
I'm wondering if they're gonna eventually. Well, yeah, that's true too. If there's gonna end up being a match, at least one match between Becky and Jessica Carr, because obviously Jessica's a wrestler too. They train to be wrestlers.
Well, she absolutely is trained to be a wrestler. She's actually had some matches, I think, on Evolve. But she goes under a mask when she does it. So wouldn't it be interesting if all of a sudden some masked wrestler starts attacking Becky Lynch, and then we find out that it's Jessica Carr?
That'd be awesome.
It really would be cool, wouldn't it? So getting back to this, though, the last time is now tournament. Jey Uso, LA Knight. You're saying Jey Uso?
Yeah, because if they on that, and no pun intended, I said yeah, but they they just seem to be scared to pull the trigger with Knight.
It's funny too, because we always talk about how they need to create new stars. Obviously, LA Knight is in his 40s already, but everybody else at the top of the card is in their 40s.
And LA Knight is fucking white hot. He's over.
Yeah, then we're all saying yeah. All right, Solo Sikoa, Gunther.
It's got to be Gunther, because Gunther has been gone for so long. You know what I mean? It's got to be Gunther.
I really do feel it's got to be Gunther as well. I really just do not want to see a Gunther Jey Uso third time. Third time is now. I guess they get out of the 50-50 booking with that, but I really don't want to see another match between the two of them.
I don't either.
So all right, let's move on to AEW. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second and pull something up.
Michael Turner said Knight wins it all.
What's that?
Michael Turner said Knight wins it all. I hope so. I wish.
I mean, if you don't pull the trigger with it now, are you ever going to? I'm wondering if this is one of those moments where it's like Triple H doesn't like the fact that LA Knight didn't sign his renewal on his contract until like the last minute or whatever. So it's almost like punishment for that kind of shit. I just don't know. Like you didn't hear that Gunther's contract was coming up. You heard that he signed a new contract and got a bus. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I've got the results for AEW shows, I think, pulled up. Since we weren't doing WWE this week, I did pull up, I think, both Collision and Dynamite. What did you think of the news that Chris Statlander is still your women's world champion, as well as Samoa Joe is now a 2-time AEW world champion?
I thought Samoa Joe would win that. I figured he would cheat his way into that, because Hangman, while I like Hangman,
he's a better chaser.
Yeah.
And although what are they doing? They put him in a team up with Swerve.
Yeah, I think Swerve's coming back to get that belt. I think Swerve's going to be the next champion. The Chris Statlander, while I am ecstatic, I am surprised, because I just knew.
I want to point out that Chris Statlander in the last year, so at Full Gear last year, she lost to Mercedes Moné for the TBS championship.
Yep.
This year at Full Gear, she went in there as the world champion and beat Moné.
And I was surprised, like I said, that because they just seemed like, because Moné went in and she just recently won the ROH women's television
900th belt that she's got.
I'm like I was expecting, and I think I even said it. I think she's going to beat her, and I am surprised and very, very happy and ecstatic that she didn't.
Now I am gonna say, and with you here with me this week, that when we went to Blood and Guts, I was shocked and surprised at how big the pop was for her when she came out. Like I did not think Mercedes Moné was over like that. And I'm not saying it was a full crowd buying into it. You obviously weren't here last week, but I did talk about the match between Kyle O'Reilly and Jon Moxley at the pay-per-view as well. And at one point during that match, there was a "This is awesome, no it isn't" chant. And the "no it isn't" was just as loud, if not louder. And it's the first time I've ever heard the "no it isn't" chant.
Wow.
So a little surprising there. So Dynamite, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the screen. We'll talk about it, obviously. I can't really make it much bigger than how it is there, unfortunately, because just the way the screen is, but I'll see if I can make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Try to get both of them on the screen now. Yeah, there we go. So we got our Continental Classic brackets. This is after the week, by the way. Some of the things that you'll be a little bit surprised by is Darby Allin has a 0 next to his name, whereas Kevin Knight actually beat him. Okada also has a 0 next to his name because Kyle Fletcher snuck out a win. In a fun match. I don't know if you watched that one, but the show started out with the Kazuchika Okada versus Kyle Fletcher match, and with both of them being part of the Don Callis family, they had those moments where, like, as they go to hit them while they're up against the ropes, they would pat them on the chest and be like, yeah, good job, little bro. And then the other one would do it back to him, and then they would do the back flips, and they would and the whole rigmarole there. But it really was a solid matchup between the two of them. I was very surprised to see that Okada starts with a 0 in the win column here, and Kyle Fletcher gets it. I thought they were going to go the safe route and give them the tie so they both get a point. But they got down to within 5 minutes left in the 20-minute time limit, and Kyle Fletcher ends up rolling them up and getting the win.
I think because Fletcher lost that TNT title.
Keep them strong?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Next up, we had the women's world tag team titles. And last week I spoke a little out of turn because I thought the 4-way dance match at the pay-per-view was actually for the championships, and it was not. So we had Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, the Babes of Wrath, versus Sky Blue and what's her name?
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart, the Sisters of Sin. And Tino, I think most men would agree that there'd be a lot of sinning going on if they could.
I was glad to see Harley Cameron and Willow win because Harley, she hadn't had a title yet, and I think the tag team title will be good. What I'm worried about is when they run into Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. That's what I'm worried about because I know that's probably going to be those two are going to make it to the finals.
I agree. Well, I don't know because it's also Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa, and Tony Khan's got a little hard on for Toni Storm, and those two even have a little dance that they do when they come out to the ring together.
Yeah, but I can see them losing because he's got a hard on for Mercedes Moné and she lost this weekend. I can see. Hopefully, I honestly want to see the Babes of Wrath win this whole thing.
I who doesn't? I think that they're getting the largest reaction from people. If they're the team that has to face Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir, I can almost picture Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne getting no reaction at all from the audience. Mm-hmm. Not even boos. I could see them getting no reaction at all. And I don't know if you noticed this week, but they allowed Marina Shafir to cut a promo, and suddenly that Russian accent thing that she had is gone.
She had a Russian accent. I don't remember when hearing her talk. Well, we know she's Russian or Ukrainian or something, so I don't know.
Well, she might be, but she has no accent. She was just yelling F-bombs and everything else. And I saw it on the AEW Instagram, and I commented, "Wow, nice of them to just drop the accent." And it has 180 likes on my comment.
Well, that's like with Kofi Kingston. Remember that the whole
Wait, weren't you Jamaican? So Willow and Harley defeat them to advance.
Yeah, she's Romanian.
Then we had the Hangman and Swerve Strickland, where Swerve gets out of the car and starts walking up, and suddenly right next to him is Hangman Adam Page. And they cut off the Ops celebration. Now, Tino, wasn't it me that sat there and said I don't think Hook's really out of the Ops all along?
I don't remember you saying that. If you did,
because I was like, wait, he's with Eddie Kingston now, and you were like, yeah, ever since he left the Ops, and I'm like, I don't think he's really out of the Ops.
I don't remember.
Well, it's okay because he's back in the Ops.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which leads me to think he's no longer tag team partners with Eddie Kingston.
I'm almost willing to bet that Joe's going to let him, since Joe's the world champion, he'll probably give his trios title to Hook, and then they all have championship belts now.
I mean, maybe. But it does kind of make sense to me if Eddie Kingston joins alongside with Hangman and Eddie Kingston to or Swerve Strickland to be the third man to go against that 4-man team that, when you consider how monstrous the Ops actually are, they're going to need some help. So, fun moment though. Especially with Joe bringing out the Ops. What did he call them? He called them like chubs or something, because he was just talking about like all of the ringers that they've got that get beat up every week.
I forget what he called them.
Maybe it was this. Oh yeah, go get the scrubs. Then we got. I don't even know why we got this, but we got Jon Moxley versus Mascara Dorada.
Wasn't that one of the blue?
It was one of the blue matches, and Moxley wins. Not a squash. They actually let the other guy get some moves in, and Moxley knocked him out by choking him out.
Yeah.
Then we got the surprise of the night, if you ask me, and that was Darby Allin versus Kevin Knight. You can see it on the board here. Kevin Knight has 3 points. Darby Allin has 0.
Wasn't Darby? You just mean Orange Cassidy?
No, Darby Allin.
I thought Darby. Oh. Okay.
So I want to point out once again. Now I'm on 2 months. I've been talking about this. Darby Allin said he's going to take everything away from Jon Moxley, or he's going to take everything from Jon Moxley, and I guess all he meant was beatings again. Because now he's not even winning matches against guys that couldn't win matches before, with Kevin Knight beating him.
Yeah.
So what are they doing with Darby here?
I don't know.
Okay. So before we went on the air, you actually said that you think they're getting ready to push Kevin Knight.
I think he's the Marty. I mean, I think he's the Shawn Michaels of that team.
And we both agreed that he is probably the Shawn Michaels of the team because we both think that Speedball Mike Bailey is
trash. Apparently trash.
Well, he's the Marty Jannetty of the group. And you and I both off the air said, and he kind of even looks like him when you think about it. So I guess he is definitely Tony Khan's Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
But Kevin Knight gets the win here. And it says Knight didn't just defeat Allen. He pinned him clean in the ring after hitting his finisher. It made him look like a massive deal, despite coming in as a major underdog.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got what I think was the main event of the night. It was Orange Cassidy versus Claudio Castagnoli on the blue side. Want to take a guess at who won this one?
I'm sure Claudio. They're not going to let the Death Riders. I did see it's going to be Moxley and Claudio against each other. That interests me.
Yeah, and Kevin Knight versus Speedball.
Oh shit, I didn't see that.
Well, I don't know if that one's coming up now, but they're definitely going to face each other because they're both on the Gold League. Claudio defeats the Swiss Superman was the right winner in this, especially as he prepares to likely take over the Death Riders.
You think Claudio's taking over the Death Riders?
I think he's the best possible choice.
I thought it was going to be.
I know who you thought it was. Yeah, exactly.
Danny.
No.
Danny.
Yeah. Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
Claudio fist bumped the Death Riders on his way to the ring, in stark contrast to the mood for Moxley's entrance earlier.
I think it should be Danny or Pat. I think I can see Pat leading the Death Riders.
I can't see either. So I'm going to be honest. I can't see either of them doing it unless they kick Claudio out too. Because Claudio just has too much of a shadow overshadowing those guys.
What about Marina? You think Marina could be a leader?
I mean, people would claim that she already is the leader of the group because, like, nothing gets done without her coming down to the ring
and slapping the shit out of her. She slaps
and slapping the shit out of people. So, all right, we went to Collision on Thanksgiving night.
Didn't see it.
Well, here's your recap. Continental Gold match. Pac defeats Speedball Mike Bailey.
Mm.
Does that surprise you?
No.
Is Speedball going to win a single match in this league?
By count out, maybe. Or a time limit draw. He might get a point, but pinning somebody, I don't think so.
Do you remember, what was it, last year when Mark Briscoe started with like 0 points in like 5 matches?
Yeah, and came back.
Yeah, I don't see Speedball coming back to win it. Daniel Garcia wants Daddy Magic to bleed one last time. Brodito's back.
They lost.
Yeah. Danny Garcia defeats Daddy Magic via ref stoppage.
Oh, shit.
Let's see.
Bleed?
What's that?
Did he make him bleed?
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you said he
Garcia taunted the crowd once more as the ref started the 10 count, which Daddy Magic broke by getting back into the ring at 9, but only after staring daggers through Moxley. As Moxley expressed a modicum of admiration for Magic, Menard did his own mocking version of Garcia's dance, then rolled the Death Rider up for a 2 count. Garcia didn't take that lightly, however, as he began to chop Menard's chest. 2 broke down into a pure brouhaha, punching, slapping, and striking each other however they could. Garcia locked Daddy Magic into a choke. Just a few minutes later, Daddy Magic was out. So I'm going to say he didn't bleed, but he did get a ref stoppage for choking him out. Mark Briscoe says that he's got a message for Danny Garcia. I won't go into it. Ricochet has plans for the national title. Well, I would fucking hope so. You know what? I'm just going to put it on my shoulder and never defend it like Monet with all of her other fucking belts. Bang Bang Gang interrupts new AEW World Tag Team Champions.
Now, I did see that promo. That promo was fire. Bang Bang. From the Bang Bang Gang. I like that promo that they...
from Juice?
From Juice and from
Gunn, yeah.
Mr. Ass Jr.
Yeah, I'm going to call him Little Ass.
Because they were fired up. It wasn't, because they started out as a comedy act. That promo, they were dead fucking serious, and it was no jokes. And then when I don't remember who it was, went to raise the mic up, and fucking Juice slapped it out of his hand. I'm like, oh shit. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. There's a time to be funny, haha. But when you're going for something, there's a time to say, I'm gonna beat your ass and be dead serious and be a serious contender. And I think that the Guns, I think the Gun Club, I think they did it there. I love that promo.
it definitely had the same kind of vibes as like Samoa Joe and Hangman's first promo, the one that made me sit there and go, I'm ready for Joe to be champ.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and you go cutting 2 or 3 of those on your way to a pay-per-view match against them, and FTR might not be long with these titles.
That's the kind of fire I want to see out of them. You can have your funny ha-ha, but you need those serious promos too.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you know, I think FTR knows that, and FTR is good at that too, because we've obviously seen them get their asses beat by Brodito. And then, you know, like when the time was there to sit there and cut a real promo, they'd still cut the real promo. So yeah, it's one of those moments where it's like, hey, I'm glad that, you know, I didn't watch all the other wrestling because I did get to watch that promo. Dalton Castle and the Outrunners defeated MXM and Johnny TV.
Are you serious? Okay.
Yep. The Don Callis family shares what they're thankful for.
Oh my God.
Eddie Kingston defeats Shibata. So I wasn't even thinking about this, but yes, so he is already facing people from the Ops. Shibata was the first man in the ring, but it didn't take long to have the fist start flying. Crowd started chanting Eddie. Before Joe can corrupt Hook and before Joe can call himself a real AEW champion, he has to look in Kingston's eyes and see who he is. When Kingston was out for 18 months with a knee injury, all he could think about was being back in the ring. Okay, yeah. Red Velvet challenges Monet for final battle.
She's going to try to get her belt back.
Is she going to win it?
No, because Monet just lost at a big pay-per-view. Excuse me.
Exactly my point. Tekla defeated Tay Mello. Bitch.
He hadn't said that since she's been back. Actually, I've kind of liked Tay Mello since she's been back. She's kind of calmed down and she's more serious.
Well, and she's been a babyface.
Yes.
Continental Classic. Here we go. IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Nosuke Takeshita versus Roderick Strong. Want to take a guess at who won?
Take a shitter.
Take a shitter.
I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that Takeshita Okada match is coming.
Oh well, yeah, it's on the same side, isn't it?
No, I'm waiting. No.
No, they're on opposite sides. So you think that's going to be the finals?
No, not even in this classic. I'm just for whenever, because it's going to blow up. They're going to have a match.
Well, I think that's going to be the finals, which it's going to take them a little while to get to now that Okada's already down 3 points.
Because they're both champions, so I wonder if they're going to do title for title.
Wow. I honestly could care less if they want to do title for title because there's so many goddamn titles now.
Yeah.
Dude, I am so tired of how many stupid titles there are in both of them.
Agreed.
You know, if Ring of Honor had its own program and they only defended Ring of Honor titles on that program, I'd be okay with it.
Oh, you mean the Ring of Honor and AEW.
Right, but WWE, same thing.
But I think WWE having those women titles are good because they have so many good women. They need to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no. So
titles.
In my estimation, I would say that having a world title on both programs or all 3 programs, because you have to include NXT there. Having a main level title and your secondary title for both men and women is fine.
Yeah.
And a tag team title is fine.
Yeah. So that's all WWE has. But AEW has all these different
titles. NXT also has the Speed Championships, has the Evolve Championships, and now WWE is including the AAA Championships in a bunch of this stuff too.
But they're trying to highlight AAA. They're not really, you know what I mean? And I think once they get AAA up and running, and the same thing for Evolve, right? So I'll let that slide. The Speed thing was more like when we had the Cruiserweight Championship. You know what I mean? They have again more talent on NXT that they're not working with. So I understand trying to give them an extra title to showcase them as well. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
not really, and they don't defend it as often. You know what I mean? You don't see Speed on there as often. Evolve, really, they're trying to get eyes on Evolve.
I think
Not
that
that much.
I think that when the Speed show ended, they should have ended that championship. I think they should have retired it. Holy shit!
The fuck was that?
The drawer that was hooked up to my desk just fell out.
Oh, and then all that light. Where'd that light come from?
I think that was just because it switched to like my computer switched to a different.
Oh, because all of a sudden it got real bright. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, tomorrow I'm probably gonna have a swollen ankle.
Oh, did it fall on your leg?
Dude, this thing like slammed me, and I have no idea why. I mean, I've had this desk for fucking, I don't know, 15 years, 20 years.
Oh shit!
So I don't know why the weird drawer, and I mean it is just mangled. So I don't even.
It said "fuck you."
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
Fuck your leg. Fuck your ankle.
It hit my knee. It hit my
Oh,
ankle.
yeah.
And when you said that you just saw it get real bright, I saw it get real. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
It said you gonna limp tomorrow, bitch.
You know, the sad thing is, I was thinking, you know, like I want to get a new desk at some point anyway, but I didn't want to do it now.
Well, your desk says now.
No, just a drawer.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'll probably figure out a way to get this drawer completely off of here now. And
so that shit don't happen again.
Well, I mean, I just won't put because it's a pull-out drawer that you're supposed to have your keyboard on. I just when I figure out how to unhook it from it, I'm just going to take it off, probably throw it away.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you know, one of the things that I messaged you about this week that I didn't even mention during the What's Up With You was, you know, I at this point in my life, my Christmas presents are normally well known to me in advance. And my sister had bought robot bartenders, right? And they're called Bev by Black & Decker. I sent you the information for it because I was like, this, and you were like, how much is it? So when I told you, it was like,
Like, I was going to ask you, does it roll to you?
No. It just makes the drink for you. So hold on. Let me. You know what? I'm going to go back to What's Up With You on this one. Because we really only got Survivor Series to talk about at this point. So my sister showed me a video of it, and it's basically a Keurig with alcohol. So like there's one called Bartesian, which is the main brand that makes it, and then Black & Decker has their own. The Black & Decker one, the cool thing about it is you can actually hook a real bottle of liquor up to it. So it's got these metal straws. Yeah, I sent you the picture of it.
I'm gonna see if I can get it too.
Yeah, so everybody, actually that looks really good right there. So that it's like I said, it's basically a Keurig. You hook up the alcohol to it. So with it, you hook up vodka, you hook up rum, you hook up tequila, whiskey, and either gin or one of the other ones. But you hook all 5 bottles up, and then you buy these the little Keurig cups that you put into it that are like your slow gin fizz or your Manhattan or your, you know, what lemon drops or whatever kind of drink that margaritas, whatever kind of drink that you want to have with it. So my sister is ordering these things, and she goes, you know what? I really want one now. And so she started looking up what the price of it was, and she kept, like, I was like, well, it says, you know, I look up on my phone, I'm like, well, Kohl's says they've got it for like $249 right now. And she's like, Kohl's is always more expensive than everywhere else. Well, she goes on like Amazon and everything else, and it's more expensive than Kohl's.
Oh shit.
So I was like, Kohl's is still less expensive, right? And they go to order it as a Black Friday deal, and they get it for $200 instead of $249. Now you still have to buy all the little cups and everything else for the, and then you want to make sure that you've got the right drink cups that you're using for everything, because different types of drinks have different types of glasses that you use. It's just, you know that with like margaritas or wine. Wine has different glasses based on what kind of wine you drink. So anyways, so they're ordering all this stuff. And then I look at Shane and I go, you do realize everything that you order for the one house, you got to order for the other house. And he's like, don't I know it? So I don't know what they spent on everything that first day, but my sister had $105 in Kohl's cash.
Oh, damn.
Okay. And you know how Kohl's cash works?
Mm-mm.
So basically you go in there and they'll give you like 15% in Kohl's cash. So you spend $100, you get $15, that kind of thing. I think it was like up to $30 per, 30% this week. So they ordered enough stuff to where they got $105 in Kohl's cash, but you can't use it until the following week.
Okay.
So it's trying to get repeat business at Kohl's. Well, they're in Belgium right now. So they were like, hey, do you have any need for Kohl's cash? And I was like, I can always find something at Kohl's that I need, and I need a new vacuum. So I was like, I'm going to buy a vacuum. And I told you that I bought a $230 vacuum basically for $40 because it was $100 off and I used $105 in Kohl's cash on it. So, but my joke to you was, you're getting old when you're excited about getting a microwave and a vacuum cleaner for Christmas.
And that's true.
Because my mom, I told you my microwave was broken. My mom said, hey, here's the money. Go ahead and order you the microwave. And I ordered the exact same model that I had. So when I take it down, I just have to lower it down from the bracket and put the new one in and screw it in. So it's the exact same one. I don't have to worry about any of that bullshit.
You're going to do it? You're not going to have somebody do it?
I mean, like taking one down, putting one up, I might need someone else to help me like hold it in place.
Yeah.
So, but I've gone like 2 months without a microwave now. So even if it takes me a couple weeks, that's fine, But yeah, I'm super excited about my microwave and my vacuum cleaner that I'm getting for Christmas this year.
Such a weirdo.
You'd be excited about it too if you needed them. So, all right, we got NXT to go through because it was part of Gold Rush this week, Tino. I completely forgot that. I'll try to just go through the winners real quick for you.
Okay.
Here we go. November 25th. Jackson Drake goes up against Legacy.
Sean Legacy?
Yes. And beats Sean Legacy.
Okay.
Zarya versus Fallon Henley.
Fallon Henley. Because didn't Fallon win the title?
But Fallon lost the title the week before. She lost back to JC Jane.
No, that's you're thinking of
Oh, I'm thinking Tatum Paxley.
Tatum Paxley. I'm saying Fallon that
the Speed Championship.
Huh? The Speed Championship.
Speed Championship. Yes. And Henley defeated Zarya. They went into overtime with the match. Having Ava come out and keep the match going felt like a cheap move in a match like this. It's why the whole time limit concept is flawed in this situation. Completely agree. Kalani Jordan versus Jordan Grace versus Lei Ying Lee for the Knockouts Championship. You had something you want to say first.
Yeah, I think that time limit thing, though, that would have been if the title wasn't vacant. You know what I'm saying? And they've done that before, where if it's a vacant title and you run out of time, they'll do the next
overtime.
Next pin wins a couple of death something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So that it makes sense in that.
So Lei Ying Lee versus Kalani Jordan versus Jordan Grace for the Knockouts Women's Championship.
Yeah, I had a feeling that it was going back to TNA. I mean, because Kalani's had it long enough, and she's not really. I don't know. I think that they've had enough time to get eyes on TNA to where WWE doesn't need all those fucking belts like we were just talking about. You know what I'm saying? So let them have their belts back.
So in this situation, Li Ying Li, who used to be
Xia Li? Is that Xia Li?
Xia Li, yeah, Xia Li in WWE, is the very first Chinese champion.
Nice. What? No. What?
Chinese.
Gail Kim? What's Gail Kim? Gail Kim
Korean.
not Chinese? Okay.
Like Korean.
Okay.
But she so Li Ying Li is the first Chinese born champion.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And if you remember like 5-6 years ago when WWE went overseas and into China, they basically signed like 20 different wrestlers to be part of their developmental. And she's the only one that made it to the WWE, because she even made it to the main roster, because remember she had like the Mortal Kombat entrance. And then after that, she, got released. Tommy Dreamer picked her up over at TNA, and now she's a women's world champion.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool story.
I gotta start by watching TNA, but I don't have time.
There's so little time to watch so much wrestling. Kendall Gray versus Lainey Reed. Now, Kendall Gray, I believe, was the Evolve champ. And she defeats Lainey Reed. Solid match.
Charlie Dempsey's back. I saw that.
Mm-hmm. No matter how long it is, hearing Ricky Saints say that name instead of Ricky Starks is still going to be weird.
I keep calling him Ricky Starks. I still do.
Yeah. I mean, well, we all call Daniel Bryan, even though it's Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Trick Williams versus Miles Bourne.
That was a good match. And I was surprised they let Miles go over. I'm happy they did. They need to. They need to push little Randy.
So Bleacher Report had this to say: Booker T wasn't as bad as usual on commentary this week. He offered few insights and didn't go overboard on his catchphrases.
Nice.
So that was it for NXT. Now we have the Survivor Series results. Oh, you got something?
No, I was like, yeah.
I also want to point out that Triple H did state that tonight at Raw, it's going to be epic and it's going to be all new.
I'm gonna need him to shut the fuck up.
I mean, he's starting to make these Tony Khan like announcements. All right, so we start with the women's War Games match, and I don't know what happened there. And I don't know if you noticed, but they got rid of the shark cages, which was my number one issue with War Games matches.
Yes.
Like now it allows, like if they're never going to have those shark cages again, which by the way, looks silly as fuck. Like when you've got 4 grown ass men standing in a shark cage together, like what are you trying to say? Like it just looks stupid. And then they're all grabby at the other wrestlers from the other cage, and they know they can't reach them.
Yep.
Like it's just stupid. So this one kind of went as I think you and I talked about off air, where the good guy women had the advantage and also won the match. It had what everybody's always expecting, which is Io Sky climbing to the top of the cage and diving off with the trash can on her head. I've got to tell you, it's a great spot.
Again, it's kind of up there with the Kofi Kingston
Royal Rumble spots.
Yeah,
it is, but it's also my least favorite spot of any wrestling match, which is let one person do all this climbing, let everybody else stop doing what they're doing, and wait to take the bump so that she doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know how many times I've complained about this spot.
That's your pet peeve. I do know that.
I did so, especially when all of a sudden you actually see them all just like, and they're just waiting, like, shut the fuck up. do something. At least sometimes you see like the guys still hitting on each other and then they turn.
Yeah.
You know? But AJ Lee gets the win by making Becky Lynch submit. Did you watch this?
I did watch the pay-per-view.
What you think?
That's what I ask you. This pay-per-view was probably a B-.
Oh, the whole thing? Yeah, probably.
The women's match.
Bleacher Report gave it a B.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Charlotte did honor the 7-year-old Scarlett with tribute gear. That gear was actually designed by the 7-year-old cancer patient.
Now, is that the little girl that she did the thing with in the crowd? So I was wondering because the sound was down because my sister was talking to me, and I just looked up and I was like, "What's wrong with that little girl?" Because I didn't know she had cancer. Her eye, the eyes were going wonky.
Yeah, she had a very specific kind of brain cancer, which I think actually pushes up on the eye nerves.
So I didn't know what was going on there until later on when I had my sound back.
It's one of those. So it's one of those things where, like, obviously Michael Cole and Wade Barrett were talking about it there, but we lost Tino. Everybody, I did not boot him. So hopefully he comes back. What I was actually saying while we wait for him, if he's coming back, was that I see Tino. Oh yes, I still got 4 minutes, man.
I know. I hit the wrong button. I was like, what does this one do? And I clicked on. We
are just having all kinds of weird shit going on. So my desk breaks. So folks, you didn't see it, but Tino was getting mad at his son when he first showed up tonight, and he actually dipped off it because he thought I was going to just start laughing at him yelling at his son.
You were laughing, that's why I cut it off.
No, I was laughing. So okay, when Tino first logged on, just so everybody knows, when Tino first logged on, his screen was like it looked like it was caked with something, and he's wiping it off. So then all of a sudden he's got a plain screen. That's what I was laughing at.
Oh. You were laughing at me fussing at me.
No, I was like this for that. I was like,
well, because my screen was like fuzzy, get my finger gets on.
It had a little fuzzy or something on. Yeah, but it looked like, I mean, and it was like completely like covered with it looked like
this cloth, and it's a soft cloth. And this is what you saw probably.
Well, yes, but before I saw that, I saw what the screen looked like before it.
Oh,
and it looked just blurry. I was going like this, like, because I was worried it was my eye.
Nah, my finger when I closed it or something, my finger must have hit the camera lens.
Gotcha. So, I was just saying that it's becoming interesting seeing this transformation of Charlotte's character and actually making her likable. Like, for so long, she was shoved down our throats. And now she's taken a major backseat. We know that she's probably the greatest women's wrestler of the current era, right? We know it. She has more talent than everybody. She's a former gymnast. And everybody gets compared to her. But when they stopped shoving that down our fucking throats, and they, initially I said they put her with Alexa Bliss so they could get some of the rub off of Alexa Bliss's popularity. I don't think I was wrong there, but I think that she has really, even in that team, has taken the back seat to Lexi Cabrera, and we've seen a growth in Charlotte's character, which makes her more likable as an actual human being.
Okay.
Sorry, I just felt like that was necessary. Ripley's mask was a nod to the Terrifier horror franchise.
I was wondering. Not only did she have that fucking mask, those fucking contacts. I was like, God knows. Those contacts were freaky as fuck. It was cool looking though.
Yeah. So next matchup, and I do have a gripe about this one, was the Intercontinental Championship rematch between John Cena and Dominic Mysterio. And obviously was from Dominic Mysterio's hometown. I felt like they waited way too long on John Cena's entrance after Dom came down to the ring.
I was telling my sister was here. We were watching that. I'm like, they're making him wait. It's his last PLE, so I think they were trying to build that suspense and build that anticipation up. So, because when his music hit, I told my sister, I said, wait till that first horn hits, and that doom doom. As soon as that hit, that place, and I love when they put the decibel reader on there because I'm always curious, and they're outside, and it was that damn loud. Imagine that had been enclosed. It'd have been ridiculous.
So imagine that had been at the Lenovo Center, which is right here in Raleigh, which we know is the loudest house in the NHL. Like, there are nights where just the crowd cheering for the Carolina Hurricanes gets to 115 decibels. If they had John Cena's final PLE in Raleigh, that roof would have come off the building. And
Literally.
and we say that as a, as like the way that people explain it. No, that roof would have actually started shaking. Like, it's no joke.
No.
And probably would have hit about 130 decibels instead of just your
yeah.
Because it went up to what, like 97, 98?
It went up to 100. It went to 100.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that. But so I have a gripe about this match. And it's not that Dominic won. I perfectly am accepting that Dominic Mysterio is the future of the WWE.
Split him from the Judgment Day, and I think when Liv came back, they should have turned them both face. That's my gripe. But I'm listening to yours. Sorry.
Well, that's part of it. Liv Morgan coming down wearing all Dominic Mysterio gear and then looking like she's turning on him. Get the fuck out of here.
No, but and at first that's what I thought, because if you think about it, when she left, they had that whole him and Roxanne. So I think I could have seen her coming down. So he's thinking she's on his side, and then her doing what she did. So that did make sense.
But jumping into John Cena's arms did not.
I didn't get that.
And of course he's sitting there like, I'm married. like, and someone online had mentioned that when he caught her, his hand was around her ass, and he immediately moved it up to her waist.
I didn't even notice that either.
My gripe here for this match is pretty standard. In terms of the Triple H era, this match was overbooked way too much
with the run-ins.
Yeah. Like, just give John Cena a singles match. Now, granted, maybe he sat there and said, "Hey, my cardio's not where I need it. Let's have some run-ins." But
they could be trying to do the Super Cena for the last time in the PLE.
Where it's 6-on-1.
Yeah, and he's still.
I mean, him taking a Pop Rocks was pretty cool. Him taking a Tahana Bomb was pretty cool. But I didn't need Finn and JD to come down to try to help.
No.
And then the Liv Morgan just adding more and more. To me, it just felt like it was the wrong spot to bring Liv Morgan back.
But we knew she was coming back here. I just thought when she came back here, I honestly thought in my mind, maybe he would have lost to Cena, or even if they would have helped him win, right? He might have got pissed off. No, I wanted to do it myself. And then Roxanne and what's her name turn on him, and that's when Liv comes back to help him against the fend off the girls. I mean, I'd have done it differently, you know what I mean? And having her back. And then I could have split the Judgment Day and moved them on the face, because yes, he got cheered. He's been getting cheered. He got more cheer, obviously, because they were in his hometown. But here lately, he's been getting cheered more than he's been getting booed.
Right. And here, to your point of this would be the perfect place to turn a babyface full on is 100% true. But I don't think they turn him fully babyface until he loses that AAA championship to Ray.
But why would he turn babyface then?
Well, I wouldn't say he turns then. I would say he turns after then.
Got it.
Like, I don't think you can turn him until after he loses that title to Ray.
Got it.
You know, because he's still going to play the heel against Ray.
Or he could look like whether he loses it, somebody could come jump Ray and he'd be like, wait a minute, get the fuck off my dad. You know, and something could snap and he could
It's
turn
weird
face
because none of us see that happening. You know, like right now there is nothing that could happen to Rey Mysterio that makes us go, Dominic's going to come down and make the save.
But what if it's his mom or his sister?
And those are possibilities. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
like getting that belt off him so Ray could actually go down as, you know, the greatest luchador of all
That's the
time.
title he's never won.
Right. Having that happen is important, but like I said, Dom's playing the heel in that match.
Yeah.
You know, because Ray's not, and they're not going to do baby versus baby for that match.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's just tough because like we want to cheer him, and San Diego would have been the perfect place to do it. Women's World Championship match: Stephanie Vaquera versus Nikki Bella.
Unless they would have done twin magic, which would have been cool. I knew Bella wouldn't walking away with that belt because and again, going back, I always say it to my 5-year-old me. Bella had gotten the best of Stephanie 2 times before.
Yep, you're 100% right. Best part of the match was probably the Devil's Kiss on the announce table.
And the best part of me is when they're doing it and the crowd going, doing the Booker T. Sometimes they count, but they were doing the Booker T.
They were definitely doing the Booker T.
And then the other famous, I don't know if you heard the line where he's like, Michael goes, I've never been that close to a devil's kiss. And Barry goes, yeah, and the smile hasn't come off your face. So that line made me pop. That was funny.
It was a good line. Men's War Games match. So exactly who I had said last week was going over in this match went over in this match. The bad guys won. They also had the advantage. So once again, the advantage actually worked in the favor of the team that had it. Okay. No shark cages. Great.
I'm happy that I think now, and I've seen a couple things online. I'm glad that it was Braun that pinned Punk, because that'll put him hopefully in title contention, because Braun's going to win that title soon.
I almost think that what we saw this weekend with this match and Braun Breaker is us getting a prelude to him winning the Royal Rumble.
Okay, I can see that.
You know, and I see him taking either winning the Royal Rumble or getting the championship match at the Royal Rumble.
Or maybe Elimination Chamber, because I think there's a couple of people coming back at the Royal Rumble that might have a better chance at winning it. So I can see maybe the Elimination Chamber.
Well, and so you might be right, but I could see him winning the title and going in as the heel champion at WrestleMania. You know, like let's be honest. We all think that Seth Rollins will be back by the Rumble, right? So wouldn't the biggest story they could possibly do be Braun Breaker as the world champion versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania for the championship?
But then do we put Breaker over and let him keep it, or do we think give it back to Rollins because he's Triple H's guy?
It's tough. It's tough because Breaker's obviously the future, but it doesn't mean he's the right now.
No.
You know what I mean? And if they have him, let's say they have him beat Punk at the Rumble for the title, right? That way he doesn't have to enter the Rumble. And then you have the showdown where Seth Rollins makes the comeback and wins the Rumble, and then Braun Breaker walks out onto the stage with the championship belt and just stares him down after the win. I mean, that's got WrestleMania main event all over it.
And then Seth can point at the sign and then add it Breaker.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it all in frame. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Pointing up at the sign, pointing at a Breaker.
So the big thing now, who was that masked man anyway? I'm hearing a lot of people thinking it's Theory.
Well, that night it might have been Theory, but since they never unmasked him, It could be anybody.
Well, because they were saying that Theory, I guess, was supposed to join that team, but then
Yeah, I read that
down.
too, and it was supposed to involve Jacob Fatu. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
why Theory versus Fatu?
Now, Theory, if they do bring him back and put him in the Vision,
I'm okay with that.
I can see him taking over.
I really don't see him being the leader of a group like that. Now, Grayson Waller, I could see him being smart-mouthed enough to where all of a sudden it's like he could be the next Rock, where he starts as the lackey in the group, and then before you know it, he's sitting there giving gold watches to everybody and a picture of himself to Braun Breaker.
I think because they hadn't really done. They were pushing Theory hard and obviously he was Vince's guy, but I think if they did it right, I think Theory can do it.
Well, so if I had to make a distinction of who he reminds me of, Austin Theory reminds me specifically of Dolph Ziggler in terms of his selling ability. He oversells everything on purpose, and he does it so well in most cases. There was the one time where he went from the stunner to the RKO that really, now that I've watched it back 5 or 6 times, it doesn't look nearly as good as it did on live TV. But it still looks pretty good.
Yeah. Who do you think the Masked Man is? Who do you think is going to end up being?
I mean, I like the idea of Theory. Obviously, they're trying to say that it was Seth because of the moves he did. He did a super kick and then he did a stomp.
But we all know Seth's still out. I think Becky, even in that interview,
well, Seth got kicked out of that group. So Seth's not going to come back and kick CM Punk in the head just because it's CM Punk when he's got beef with the other team. So it's definitely not Seth. Although, don't be surprised if that's the element that they add to the entire episode of Raw tonight of, was that Seth Rollins? Let's ask Becky Lynch. Like that kind of bullshit. I don't know. The people that I'm hearing, and you've probably heard this too. I've heard Austin Theory.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard the joke was Paul White. I thought that one was funny. Because they actually showed him wearing a full black hoodie and he was wearing it over. And it's like, he's 7'4". Like,
I have not.
That would be Omos if you're going to do that. In fact, why not put Omos in the Vision as the muscle?
Maybe.
But it's not Omos because he wasn't 7'4". So Theory makes sense. The interesting one that I heard was Jericho.
Yeah, I did hear Jericho.
And
why?
Well, because Jericho stomping the world heavyweight champion makes a statement day one. And remember, Jericho and Punk had a pretty good long feud where it was CM drunk for a while. And they never got to have that WrestleMania match between the two of them.
Okay.
So I could see that. And if they really did offer Jericho a good retirement package and retirement match package, like the whole, let's give you a year that you get to sit there and do what you can and then go out on your sword, like Cena, then maybe this is how you start it, I'm just glad it wasn't the gobbledygooker.
Shut up.
I don't want it to be the Eggman. I don't know. So I heard those two names specifically, but let's say Jericho's not under contract yet, right?
Right.
Then you have someone else do that, and then later you have Jericho, when he finally is under contract, do a similar thing and then unmask, and boom, you've got your surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Do it at day one or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because I assume that'll be a special Netflix episode of Monday Night Raw.
Probably.
Oh, I didn't, I just realized there was another thing I didn't talk about in terms of TV that I watched. Stranger Things season 5 started this week. First 4 episodes dropped. The next set of episodes drops on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that's Matthew and Cole did watch those Saturday, and
So did they pick up on all the Durham and Triangle references?
I don't know. I hadn't talked to him to ask him, but yeah, probably.
So they definitely mentioned Cornwallis Cornwallis Road, and I was like, I know exactly where that is. Except obviously the show happens in Indiana, but the Duffer Brothers grew up in Durham.
Yeah, and I saw something on Facebook earlier. They were talking about the radio station based on one of the radio stations here in Durham. So
Cary. It was based on a Cary location.
Yeah, Cary.
And the dad of one of the kids in it was actually played by my friend Austin Janowski.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Are they filming here?
No, because he's actually in Florida, so they're filming somewhere else. They're probably filming in Georgia, if I had to guess.
Got it.
Although it doesn't say "made in Georgia" after every episode, like all that shit does.
They have a big ass
yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
They have a big ass peach.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the episode tonight, Tino.
That's it.
And no one posted any Christmas movies for me to watch, so.
Didn't they? No, that was Michael Turner was telling me that Batman Returns and Die Hard are Christmas movies. So, So all right.
So's Gremlins.
Gremlins, yes. Right. So you can reach me on SC Tino. That is going to be on the Instagram. I am Tino Argray Music on the TikTok. You can reach us on X at Potsy and Tino, Facebook, we're the Potsy and Tino Show. We're here each and every week on the Pots and Pan Network, starting at 7. Thank you to Adam's House Cats for the wrestling song that we used for the longest time. You can still catch those guys on iTunes for 99 cents. 99.
And I just want to go ahead and give the whole Jones clan a nice little pat on the back because we didn't drop any Die Hard Jones tonight. I didn't even realize I was wearing a Die Hard shirt when we started, and I'm talking about Die Hard being a Christmas movie.
That's funny.
Anyways, follow me on all of the socials, either at Pochak on X, Rob Pochak on Instagram, and just about everything else, and Rob Potsy Pochak on anything that it's not Rob Pochak or Pochak. With that said, folks, thank you so much. We had a blast. Glad having Tino back. I didn't have to do the entire thing myself this week.
How long did you go last week?
What's up?
How long did you go last week?
About an hour 40.
How come you can go shorter when I'm not here and you fucking talk us to death when I am?
Because you talk.
No, these boys know that, or the guys that are on the show know who's the talker, and I'm who's the one going, okay.
So I basically said that you added 10 minutes to the show.
Good night.
Folks, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Be good to each other, and we love you. See you guys.
Later.
Ready? Ownership insurance in the Potsy and Tino.
For the Potsy and Tino Show.
Thanks for watching.
Monday night, it's time to go. Turn on the screen with the good time shows. Wrestling life and who knows what. If it's cool or weird, they're talking it up. It's the Potsy and Tino Show.